Okay, welcome everybody. Team, you can't see my face tonight because for some reason I can't get it to show up. It just says my email. So now everyone knows my email and they can all email me at the same time. But I'm going to still share anyway until I figure out what's wrong. You're doing motions. What, Lori?
I was like, oh, let's do it.
Yeah, let's all email me. See if I'll check my email. All right. Okay, so this is weird because you guys can't see me, but I wanted to call you guys all together because it's so exciting what our company is doing with the whole rank up promotions going on with double bonuses again with the silver and now again with the gold. And they've never, I don't think, ever done this 2 in a row like this, back to back, kind of a bonus deal. So it's really extraordinary. And I think it's because our company wants to help us grow our teams. And maybe if you guys who are all on tonight, I did a post earlier about, and definitely respond to that post, but I wanted you guys to respond on what rank you want to be at next. So maybe in the comments where you can type it in here on the chat, you can just type in what rank you're working towards achieving. That way we kind of have an idea who all is on and who all is wanting to rank up. And then of course the recording people that are watching the recording, I want you guys input too, because I am going to write it on my board and pray over you guys and work to help you the best I can. And of course, work with your sponsor too. And together, let's have some amazing rank ups. But the first thing we have to do, right, is be adding. And this week it's kind of been like crickets. We're not adding much this week. I don't know what's going on. I know, like for me, I know it's craziness with back to school and all of that stuff. We're getting into routine. Some of you guys don't start till September. You're so lucky. But anyway, so I kind of broke it down into some of you guys you're close to gold, or maybe you're like a brand new gold and you'd love to be senior gold this month, but you just went gold. Or, like some of you, the timing's not quite going to be exactly right. But don't get discouraged by that because, even though this month's the month for the double bonus, there's still other incentives that come along down the road, like with us personally and with corporate. So, if you don't make your goal this month, if you're not quite close enough to get a double bonus for gold and above ranks, don't be discouraged by that, because the harder you work now, then it's gonna pay off the next month or the next month. Is if you just sit back and just say, poor me, pity me, oh, I don't have a rank up potential because I'm not close enough to the next rank, then you're not going to get anywhere. So you want to be working towards the next rank always. So there's kind of 4 categories of where you could be at in your journey. So you could either be like a new gold, like you just went gold. I know we've had a couple of new golds. I don't know if Jessica's on or Kim, they just went gold last month. Summer just went senior gold. Of course, Lori just went ruby. So they're brand new, but so you're kind of new. And if you're new, like if you're a new gold, for example, you might have what you need to look at, and maybe if you're taking notes, like look at where you ended last month in your points, in your pay points, okay? What was that number? Was it 25? Was it 40? Was it 85? I'm here to tell you if it was 85, then boom, let's get to it, right? Because you're close. If you're 40 or 50 or somewhere in there, don't be discouraged by that. You can still get there. Possibly. It depends on the math. It depends on how long you've been a gold. It depends on if you have people that have turned off and you can go back and get them back on. It depends on a lot of things like that. So if you're a new gold, stay on this call. Don't be like, well, I'm new. I'm not going to get to senior gold. I'm too far away. Stay on here because there's lessons to learn. The truth of the matter is, if you don't already know this as a gold ambassador, a lot of you know this because you had a lot of falling off and people that quit before you could get to gold, right? Like maybe it took you a while to get from silver to gold. But if, just know that attrition happens. It's normal. It's part of the business. Not everybody's going to stay on this journey with you. Sometimes they come back. Sometimes they don't. a lot of times they come back because you have gone back and encouraged them to come back. You've reached out to them. You've kept the relationship going. If you're just ignoring them and you just sign them up and you left them alone, they're probably not going to be inclined to come back. But the good news is it's never too late to go back and get them and work on that relationship again and show them, hey, I'm here to help you. Would you be willing to give Plexus a second chance? Never a better time than now to give Plexus a second chance with our new products. So that's one category is new. Another category that you might be in is you've been trying, okay? You've been trying to get to gold, or you've been trying to get to senior gold, or you've been trying to get to ruby. Maybe your points have fallen backwards. You're not the rank you were. You want to get back to that rank if you've been trying. When I think about that scenario, we have to ask ourselves, okay, have I been personally sponsoring? Am I working my IPAs? Am I working my personal business to try to get back there? Am I reaching out to those who have turned off, who have quit? Am I working those white lines? Hopefully everybody on here, if you're gold and above, hopefully we're close to gold, you know what a white line is. You've experienced it. It just means your person was an ambassador and then they turned off and they haven't been ordering. So maybe you're scared to call. Maybe you're scared to message them. Maybe you don't know what to say, and we're going to go over that, what to say. Talk about words to say. But basically, if you've been trying, if you're in that stage, a lot of you, some of you have gold in your backyard. Like I always think of that visual. They showed the little guy digging, if you knew you had gold in your backyard, you'd be digging it up to find it. This is kind of the same thing. We thought of us, myself included, on Kevin's leg. I have tons of attrition there too. I have gold to dig up in my genealogy report. It's in there. We just go in, we find the names, we contact the people, we bring them back. Okay, the next category is the no more excuses category. So maybe you know what it takes to get back, and you know you need to reach out to people to bring them back. You know that you need to work with some of your level ones who just are wholesale buyers, and maybe you've been kind of scared to really talk to them about the business or the opportunity to just share it even a little bit and get a few family members to do this with you. Now's the time to do that, to reach out of your comfort zone and try to help people go silver this month, because that's really the fast way too to build your team, is to do what they say, the power of 3, get 3. Help your silver, your level ones get 3, and you're going to get a $50 bonus if you have people getting 3 on your first level. So, the no more excuses is that, working the white lines, personally holding yourself accountable or having someone hold you accountable to be with that goal of going silver every month, adding 3 ambassadors every month. That's going to get you to where you want to be. It's just like that analogy. Some of you have heard this before, some of you haven't. But, if you're running the bathtub and you have the drain open and, if you're running the bathtub, the water is still running and you have the drain open, there's going to be people always going out the drain. There's always going to be people quitting your organization for whatever reason. And you want to be replacing that by filling the water, running that water continuously by adding new ambassadors to your team. So if you're just sitting back and waiting for people to grow your team, that's a mistake. You have to be adding new people all the time and expanding your network. If you feel like I've tapped out my market, there's nobody else, it's time to grow your network with garage sales. I know Amber's been doing IPAs on that, posting in garage sale sites. Just friending mutual friends, joining a club, something, getting to know, teachers and new parents in your kids' class when school's starting. So again, just that's a good analogy, is the bathtub. All right, the last one too is you're in the category of it's on. And what I mean by that is it's on, like you're doing it, like you're going forward. Even if you have a big jump to make, you might just be like, okay, I am going to get this done. Now's the time. There's a double bonus, and so I'm going to do this. And a a lot of you, just realize this. You can't do it on your own. You need your team to help you. If you have a team, if you're, say, a senior gold and you want to be ruby or whatever, Amber's getting to emerald, it takes a team. It takes a village. We have to all work together. Lori's going for senior ruby. She just went ruby, but it could happen. I believe it can happen because she's got a team that's working together. And so you've got to have your team wanting their own individual goals, of course. That way they get their goal at the same time they're working on the big team goal. So chats, incentives, be in a group chat with your team and work on those white lines together, because not one person can do all the white lines. Ask people. If you have somebody that's just kind of like out of it, not doing anything, then ask their permission. Are you going to call people, or would you like me to call people? Hey, you're only 9-10 people away from re-ranking gold. Do you want to do that, or do you want me to do that? If they don't want to do that, then you do it. Good for them. They're going to get a bonus. Your points are going to go up. Maybe that'll help you rank up, but ask their permission first, because they might want to actually do it. And that's good, because then you're working together as a team. All right, so somebody tell me time, because I don't want to make this too super long. Okay, one big important thing that I don't want to forget to cover is this is something that I know I've heard a lot of. We had a rank up promotion like this not that long ago. I can't remember how long ago it was, exactly like a year ago. Somebody tell me, I don't remember. But, when it first came out, some people were like, oh my gosh, the way we rank up really fast is we just sign up people without a welcome pack. Okay? That's a real common thing to jump to, and you think, oh my gosh, well, there would be your points. Because as you know, like a lot of times when you're working, you're signing them up as a welcome pack, and those points come the next month. So some people jump right to that and think that's the only way to get a fast rank up. The truth of the matter is, Chris McCall, our emerald, and Susie, our diamond, they did do a little bit of that at that last promotion, and I think they've recently said on a video that they regret that they saw massive attrition afterwards. Christine was like, no, we're not doing it, and this team, Plexus with Purpose, and your little teams, you guys all together, all of us, our big team, did not do that last time, and we won't be doing it again, because it is true. That's false momentum. You're creating false momentum, because you're getting points this month, but next month they'll be ordering their welcome pack. Of course they will. That's the cheaper deal. That's the best deal. So we don't want to be falling backwards. We want to just keep moving forwards. So the important thing to do with everybody is, sign them up the correct way with a welcome pack, purchase their welcome pack, and then set them up for success. Make sure they've set up their convenience order. And that convenience order is a must, because that is guaranteeing them the success. And that, when you set up the convenience order, have the talk with them that this is a 90-day commitment. I don't even say 60-day anymore. I used to. I briefly mentioned we have a 60-day guarantee, but I'll tell them, really you want to give this 3 months, for your body to heal. You're healing your gut. It's a supplement. It's not a magic chemical. So commitment. And we won't be joining without the welcome pack. So you're probably wondering, okay, so if I'm like halfway to gold, or I'm sort of close to gold, or sort of close to my next rank up, but not super close, like it's going to take a big jump and a big push, how in the world am I going to get there? How am I going to get those points this month, right? So again, you need to look back and see how many points you ended for the month, and how many people you added in your organization. That's very important. You're going to look back and say, okay, I ended at 150 points. Did I add anybody in my organization this month? Well, no, we didn't. Okay, that makes it harder. I'm not going to lie. It's easier if your team added, but it's still doable. And how it's doable, there are 2 ways to get there. So there is the way of adding new ambassadors early in the month. You guys, so many times, even last month, it was this way. It was like crickets the first week or 2. Nobody's adding, myself included. I was on vacation, I know. But I was still working my business. I really was. But sometimes it's hard, right? We all have excuses. But it was, and it was July. July is a harder month. You know, they say it's kind of like Christmas for people. But the thing is, a lot of times historically, our team tends to add more towards the end of the month. But we need to start switching that thinking, and we need to start really pushing to add at the beginning of the month. And here's why. Because that's a way for you guys to rank up. If you have new ambassadors that are coming on board at the beginning of the month, it's just more likely that by the time you get to the end of the month, hopefully, you know, you're checking in with those ambassadors several times. You're showing them the vision. They're on our team page. They see the benefits of sharing Plexus. They're loving their products. And so you talk to them about, hey, how do you feel about sharing Plexus? So if you can have people joining your team early in the month and they can be sharing Plexus early on in the month, then by the end of the month, they could very well be pay points for you that same month that they joined. And we have it happen all the time. It's not some like pie in the sky thing that Rebecca's just dreaming of. We have that happen a lot on our team. A lot of people will share it right out of the gate. You show them that vision. If you've connected them with your sponsor in a three-way chat, I can't overemphasize that enough. Sometimes we're scared to do that, or we're nervous, or that seems like it's pushy or salesy. But really, you're just introducing them, and you're giving them another person to listen to, another person's story, and another person that they feel supported by. And so, you know, that's a big, big thing, is if you can add people early, because then by the end of the month, here's what can potentially happen. Maybe they've signed an ambassador or two, or ideally they've gone silver by the end of the month. Well, that's not giving you pay points, right? But maybe they've added one or two and they've got a customer. If they have a customer who's hopefully ordered the triplex, right? Because that's what we train everybody to start out on. Or maybe they have two customers and they both ordered a bag of Slim and they want to do the 7-day challenge next month. Okay, whatever the scenario is, if they have over 100 PV, then you are going to have pay points on them, that new ambassador this month. And so that could very well help you get to your next goal. If you say you had 3 of those and you only need 3 more, like 15 more points to get to your next level, right? So that's a way to get there. The other way to get there, to get to your rank up, is to invite people back, to be looking at your genealogy report, looking at the gold in your back office, and, you know, reaching out to them. I know sometimes people are nervous to do that, and I was too in the beginning, and I've failed forward. I've learned the right way to do it and the wrong ways to do it. You don't want to do it like it's all about you, or you don't want them to think you're just all about money, and you have to be really careful about that. So really, when you reach out to people, your main objective is to show them that they're cared about and they're loved on, and you miss them. And, you know, what you're wanting to do is try to remind them of why they started Plexus in the first place. And, you know, people sometimes they just want a message, and message is a good way to start. Definitely sending a Facebook message or a text to reach out to them. Hey girl, how have you been? I've had you on my mind. I saw your vacation pictures. You guys look like you had a great time. I'm just checking on you. How's it going with your Plexus products? You know, like if they've just missed 1 month or something, they haven't been off for a long time, then it's pretty much just like, how's it going with your Plexus products? Because you don't know the situation. You're just asking them. It could be that they just haven't been consistent and half the bag is still sitting on their counter. They didn't take it on vacation, you know, or maybe they had issues with the products and they just need a little more support, and they maybe need to take 4 BioCleanse instead of 2 or whatever, you know, like maybe they just need you to work with them. So, you know, by asking that open-ended question, you can get people to respond to you. And hold on a second. Okay. So, Kevin's walking in here. Sorry. Okay. So I'm going to post some scripts for you guys to have, because I don't know. you guys tell me, like, do you have any questions about what I went over first? I am going to talk about what to say because I think that is a big part of you guys' questions. But I could just sit here and read off what I'm going to say, and I'll do a little bit of that. But first, I want to know if you guys have questions about what I've covered so far, because I know I kind of threw a lot out there. You would have to unmute yourself if you have a question. No questions. Okay. All right. So, okay. So I have several different ones that I've typed out, and I'm going to post them. But one is, because we're talking about our goals, right? We're talking about ranking up. And I feel like it's good to just be honest. If they're your level 1, you sponsored them, you have a relationship with them of some sort, hopefully, like they're your friend, or maybe you just met them through a garage sale site or whatever. But I think it's okay to tell people you're working on a goal. I really do. If you word it the right way, you know, you can even, because it's early in the month, you can even just reach out to them in general first. But it's a real tricky thing. It's really a lot like when you're working with your prospects, when you're reaching out to them, when you're getting prospects to come back or to join Plexus or to be a customer. We all know that it takes usually more than just one reach out. And I think a lot of times we think that working on white lines, I'm just going to reach out once, and if they don't do it, then they're not ever coming back, and we give up too fast. Well, we know that statistically, sometimes people have to be reached out to, 7 to 12 times to join Plexus. So I don't think it's that much different with the white lines. It could take you that many reach outs. So, you know, build the relationship, make sure you're keeping relationship with all your people. And that way, when you come to them and you have a goal that you're working on, you can say this. So this is kind of a goal reach message that you can send. So, hey, friend, and I always put their name, not just hey, you, or hey, friend, I say their name, because otherwise it looks like something you just copied and pasted, even though you did copy and paste probably. But add to it, you know, personalize it. So I would say, hey, friend, first of all, I want to thank you for trusting me in my Plexus business and trying our products in the past. I am passionate because of the health improvements I hear daily, so please know my heart. I also want to let you know I'm running for a big goal in the next month or 2 in my business. Would you consider ordering and giving Plexus a second try? I would need you to order these next 2 months. You do have a 60-day guarantee. Your support would help me out and would be so appreciative. We have some new products with prebiotics and polyphenols that are pretty incredible. I would love to share with you. Do you have time to talk this weekend? Okay, that's kind of a long message. If you want to shorten it, you totally can. I'd probably shorten it after that line where it says, would you consider ordering and giving Plexus a second try, and leave it open-ended there. And if they come back and say, well, yeah, I might have been thinking about it, then you can continue on with that. Well, this is what I need you to do. You know, I need you to order for the next 2 months. And I would definitely say that. I need you to order for the next 2 months, because here's what we don't want. We don't want people coming back this month and then not ordering next month. And that is a really big deal, you guys. When I was doing the contest for the $100 reimbursement, or the $100 prize, there were some that had come back this month, but they didn't have their convenience order set on for this month. So they're not, I mean, hopefully they're going to order this month, but what does the statistic tell us? 80% of them don't order the next month. So, you know, let's set them up for success. Make sure they're committing for 2 months. And the other reason I want to say 2 months is because some of you, it might take you that long to get to your next rank. I'm just being realistic and honest with you. I hope that everyone on here that has a goal of ranking up this month does it, but it could mean it could take 2 months to do it. So you absolutely want them ordering this month and next month. So when you're reaching out, really emphasize that 90-day, at least 60-day, right? At least 60, ideally 90-day commitment. the commitment talk, and having them set their convenience order is huge. That's key. Okay, what if you were maybe pushing for a rank last month and didn't make it? Okay, so you would just kind of do the same, I just goofed up my phone. Oops. You would do the same message real similar to that, but I think this is a good message to send. So, hi, Susie. I wanted to update you. Like, this is saying that you had messaged them last month saying you were pushing for a goal and say you didn't reach that goal, okay? What you would say is, I wanted to update you about my goal I had shared with you last month. My team and I did not hit the goal, and that's okay. However, we are optimistic that we will accomplish our big goal in the next month or two. Would you consider ordering and giving Plexus a second try and committing to order these next 2 months? Your support would help me out, and it would be so appreciative. Okay, so then they'll answer you, and you can tell them more about the new products and or getting back on the triplex or whatever the case may be. But I think that's a really good message to send to people. If you say you don't make your goal this month and you reached out this month to White Lines and it didn't happen this month, then send that message, because truly, like, if I got a message like that, that would pull at my heartstrings. I would be like, oh, she didn't make her goal? Oh gosh, okay, I'm gonna help her. I'm gonna commit to this for 2 months. I might as well. There's a 60-day money back guarantee. You know, so when you're messaging people, you want to appeal to their emotions, appeal to the relationship that you hopefully have with them, and there's nothing wrong with asking for their help. Okay. All right. I'm going to send a couple more, or tell you guys a couple more. So another really good message to send out to people you know, is just, I'm not going to read this one out because that's not quite what it says, but, you know, is really emphasize the whole gut health thing. Let me find it. I had another message.
Rebecca, are you going to post them on the team page or in the chat here?
I think I'll put, well, I don't know. Should I post them under this Zoom or should I post them in the team page just on a post? Would it be easier on a post?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably. I would think so too.
Alrighty, I'll do that.
Thank you.
And some of
Or
these,
at least put a post that they're in the comments and maybe paste them in each comment.
I'll just make a separate post. I'll just say, go to the post. And I'll hashtag it so people can find it. And you guys, some of these I wrote myself and some of them I got off of like the Jewel pages, and you know, some of the Jewels use some of these same things. And a lot of what I've learned about how to reach out to people and how to reach out to White Lines and even prospecting came from Dave Walker, my coach. He's not my coach anymore. I have a different one now, but he's awesome at you know, just wording it and getting it to be their idea and asking the questions. I think, you know, we've always learned that in prospecting potentials that we have to end in a question. Do the same thing with this. And definitely voice message is huge. You know, you can voice message that whole thing I just said. You know, you want to make sure it doesn't sound like you're reading it to make it sound sincere from your heart, but you can take bits and pieces of all of that and put it in a voice message. I tend to, you know, with both things, with prospects and reaching out to inactives, I tend to start with a message, and if they don't respond to that or whatever, then I do a voice message. And people do respond to the voice messages quite a bit more, especially if they've already ignored a typed out message. You throw in a voice message, they usually, some of them are like, well, what is that? And they push the button. They've never done that before. So those are kind of fun. And then the third step really is a phone call. I know a lot of you are scared to death of phone calls, and I used to be too. But I have found that's very effective to close the deal. Like maybe you've messaged back and forth, you've done the voice message, they're still not quite sure. And you're just like, hey, can I just talk to you about it? Like, let's just talk about it on the phone. Just for, you have 10 minutes. And that way it's more of a back and forth and they can ask their questions. Another way to reach out to somebody, maybe you have a white line that has been off for a long time. They don't even know about the new products. Maybe they're not even on the team page or whatever. You can leave a voice message and say, hey, I've never been more excited about Plexus than right now. We have some amazing new vitamins and probiotics that are better than ever. Slim, the pink drink, has a new taste, and prebiotics for appetite control. And, you know, just I'd love to catch up with you and fill you in. Do you have time to talk this week? So there's also, I found, and I will post this on the team page. I'm not going to read it because it's kind of long, but for those of you that, maybe I will read it. It's kind of cool. Okay, it says, and it's actually got like links to information about gut health and everything. So if you have people that are really green personality, they want all the details and ingredients, this would be great to send to them. I myself am not a big email person. That's why I joked about you can't see me, but you have my email. So now you can all email, and we'll see if I check my email. But some people are email, so that might be a good way to reach them. This one says, and again, I got this from a Jewel page. Happy summer. Here's hoping you found some rest and relaxation between the craziness of summer days. I just wanted to reach out to you, whether you're, just want to reach out to you. Let you know I'm available to answer any of your gut health questions. If you haven't tried the new pink drink, you need to, you know, tell them a little bit about it. We've added a prebiotic that is sure to take your health and happiness up a notch or two. We've additionally added another supercharged probiotic, clinically proven to aid with mood, stress, anxiety. Anyway, she goes on to talk about what the new products do. But I like this part. She said, as we continue to see the mainstream media jump on board with the importance of gut health, the gut microbiome, and dysbiosis, I can't even say it, dysbiosis, it's important that it's more important than ever to make sure our health is a top priority. We love partnering with you and hope to continue to do so in the future. I've included a couple of articles you'll be interested in reading more. In the meantime, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. And it's got some links. So if you guys like that, you can send that. Let's see if I had any more in here. I put them all on my notes. This is a good short one. Hey friend, okay, gut health is becoming a word that people are starting to recognize and become aware of more and more these days. I'm looking more into it. I'm learning it's linked to most everything you deal with on a daily basis. And yet, you know, very few people know how powerful it really is. And our products are addressing these issues. Would you want to get started again or try Plexus again? The biggest thing I can tell you, you know, when you're working towards your next rank is really to have, hold on a second, shut my door. Sorry guys, they came in and didn't shut the door and then it was loud. Out, no, I'm on a Zoom, goodbye, see you later. Is to have that confidence, you know, like just really, sometimes you really need to be doing your positive affirmations, you know, tune out the negative chatter in your head. I like to, when I start to work on prospecting people and or reaching out to white lines, I like to pray and like get my mindset the right way, because it's real easy to be like, oh my gosh, they don't want to hear from me. Oh, they think I'm bugging them. Oh, I sound salesy. They're not going to want to do this. I'm wasting my time. I could be doing other stuff. This is just not, you know, I'm going to get one person. That's it. Like you can tell yourself all this negative, and that's exactly how it's probably going to go for you. So really get in the mindset of, you know, people want to hear what I have to say. We have life-changing products. I'm so excited to relate, you know, just get the relationship back with this person and see how it's going to help their lives. You know, people hear that, especially if you're voice messaging, they hear the tone of your voice. They hear the passion in your voice or the lack thereof. So be sure you're working on your own personal growth and your affirmations and all of that mindset stuff when you're going into trying to get people to come back. And don't let it be overwhelming. Something I do, if you have kind of a biggish team or a bigger team, break it down into teams. Like, okay, you can click on your genealogy report, all your level ones. So they're all your level ones. They're all the people you signed up. Start there. And then, if you're reaching out to 2s or 3s that don't have a sponsor that's involved or engaged, and you've asked that sponsor, can I reach out to your people? They don't know you as much, right? So that can be intimidating to message somebody that doesn't really know you. But what you say is, hey, this is Rebecca. I'm in Plexus with you, and I was just wanting to check in with you and see how you're doing with your Plexus products. If they have been off for 6 months or a year, then you wouldn't say that. You would say, hey, this is Rebecca. I'm in Plexus with you, and I see you had done Plexus in the past, and I just want to see if I could help you figure out, what caused you to take a break with Plexus, and is there any questions I could answer for you? Are you aware we have some new products? Make it short and sweet, but it's okay to reach out to people that you don't know. They are on your team. They are part of your team. And if their sponsor is out to lunch and not engaged and doesn't want to work his business, then you owe that ambassador. It's our responsibility to make sure they don't feel like they just were left in the dust. You're helping them. I think that's really important to think about too. Yes, you're going to, if somebody orders again, they come back, an ambassador comes back, they're ordering their 100 PV this month, and next month they've committed. Yeah, that's helping you get your pay points. That might be helping you get a really nice double bonus this month. But it's not all self-gain. Remember, they're coming back to our products and, have the potential to change their lives, their health, and their finances if they want it. So you really are helping. All right, guys. I believe in you, and I know that you guys can do it. A lot of it is a mindset thing. A lot of it is no excuses. You have to be bigger than your excuses. We can all find other things to do during our day or our evening or our weekend besides this. But ask yourself, how bad do I want this? How bad do I want to get out and beyond where I've been? Maybe you've been stuck in a rank for a year and a half, whatever. Now's the time. I mean, you guys have seen what I've seen. Emerald and sapphire and diamond promotions like never before. The month that I went emerald, which was March of whatever year that was, 2016, feels like forever ago, there was a lot of emerald promotions and some sapphires and diamonds, mostly emeralds, a lot of them. I'm pretty sure this past month we had more than that even. And it was so awesome to see all the, the rubies and the senior golds and the golds. And if you didn't rank up last month, neither did I. Like, yes, I would have liked to have ranked up last month. We all would like to, especially if you've been at a rank for a long period of time. But it's coming. Be encouraged. Don't look at those other people that ranked up like, oh, gosh, I just wish I was them. What's so great about them? Why can't I be them? Why am I stuck where I'm at? Don't dwell on what the past has brought. Dwell on where you're going in the future. And a lot of that has everything to do with your mindset and how hard you want to work, because truly, I'm starting to for our team, I'm starting to look at those white lines, not in a negative sense anymore. I'm looking at those as potential, totally potential, because we're making a difference with our new products. I mean, if you're reading the same testimonies I am about how this is helping people with their mood and weight loss and anxiety and clinical studies to prove that, I think that people are starting to turn their heads now. They're starting to realize that Plexus really is a gut health company, and it's so much more than what they thought. And it's being backed up all over the place with books and in the news and everything else about gut health and the microbiome. So now is the time, and I really feel like the wave is shifting, you know? So ride the wave, get to work. You guys can do it. And I want you to know I'm doing it with you. I just wanted to add that. I'm doing it with you. My husband stayed a gold ambassador for, I kind of lost track of time, but I think it's been at least 2 years probably, because, you know, I've been an emerald for 2.5 years. He was gold and kind of stayed there. And I've worked on his leg this whole time, adding ambassadors, but I've had a lot of them that were wholesale ambassadors that dropped off and didn't stay committed. And now I'm reaching right back out to them right along with you. So don't feel like I know it all or I whatever. Like, it's work and it's hard work, and nobody wants to do the hard work, but the hard work is what will get you to your goal. Any questions before we go? You guys are quiet.
I don't really have any questions.
Or comments?
I have a comment. I have a comment because I was at Senior Gold for over a year.
Mm-hmm.
I went Senior Gold February 2016, and just consistency and just follow up and sticking with it, posting every single day, reaching out. That's the way to get it done. So learned a lot this last 1.5 years. So.
And you've grown a lot too. Definitely.
It's worth it.
Yay. Anyone else have a comment or a suggestion or a tip or anything? All right. And here's the thing, I'll end with this, like, you know, don't lose sight of, okay, yes, you want to get to gold, or yes, you want to get to senior gold, or whatever next rank, ruby. It all starts with silver. It all starts with you getting 3 and teaching your team to get 3. And so even if you're at a point where maybe you've had massive attrition or your points really dropped last month or the month before or whatever, work on getting, you know, your personal sponsoring 3 and teaching your team, and especially those new ambassadors that you bring in, you know, like Sonia Dudley talks about not beating a dead horse, you know, like you can't make the horse drink the water. They have to want to drink the water. So, but a lot of times your team is going to be the most inspired by seeing you do what you're telling them to do. They're going to get the most excited and motivated when they see you as their leader sponsoring 3 every month, 3 or more. That makes them want to do it too. You're showing them that it's still possible. Like, oh my gosh, my leader's been doing this longer than me, and she's not using the excuse that her market's tapped out. She's going out and finding new people to join her organization. And oh, look at that. She's training them to share it right away. They're making their first Facebook post. Oh, and look, that person just got their first ambassador. That person went silver. She's going silver and teaching her people to go silver. I need to do the same thing. And so then your team starts doing the same thing. They're duplicating what you're doing. And so don't be discouraged if you've had, you know, some falling off. You can always get back up and ride again. You know, it's just like riding a bike. You fall off, you get back on, you remember how, you know, go to your sponsor for support. Know that I'm praying for you. And I know your sponsor is probably praying for you too. We have an amazing team of people that love each other and care about each other. We want nothing more than your success. So I love you guys. Right,
Love you too.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks. Good night.